Scale, speed, production. Built in factories that never slept, these machines filled the skies and decided the fate of nations. From fighters and bombers to transports and patrol aircraft, this is the complete catalogue of every mass-produced aircraft of World War II. Let's starting with America's frontline fighter aircraft of World War II, P-51 Mustang, designed for long-range escort missions. This fighter combined speed, range, and high-altitude performance. It protected bomber formations deep into enemy territory and challenged opposing fighters directly. P-47 Thunderbolt. Built as a heavily armed and rugged fighter, this aircraft excelled at high-altitude combat and ground attack missions. Its durability allowed it to absorb significant damage and still return home. P-38. Lightning recognized by its twin-boom design, this fighter offered long range and heavy firepower. It performed interception, escort, and reconnaissance missions across multiple theaters. F-6F Hellcat. Developed for carrier operations, this fighter focused on reliability, pilot protection, and combat effectiveness. It dominated air combat in the Pacific, achieving the majority of US Navy aerial victories. F-4U Corsair. Engineered for speed and firepower, this fighter became one of the most feared aircraft in the Pacific. Initially challenging to land on carriers, it later proved extremely effective from both land bases and ships. Now moving to mass-produced bomber aircraft B-17 Flying Fortress, built for high-altitude daylight bombing. This heavy bomber emphasized defensive firepower and survivability. Multiple gun positions allowed it to fight through enemy interceptors while maintaining formation. B-24, Liberator, designed with longer range and higher payload capacity. This bomber operated across every major theater of the war. Its high aspect ratio wing improved efficiency on long missions, especially over oceans. B-25 Mitchell. This medium bomber balanced versatility with ruggedness, performing level bombing, low-level attack, and maritime strike missions. It gained fame for long-range raids and operations from shorter airfields. B-26 Marauder. Engineered for speed, this bomber relied on performance rather than heavy armor for protection. Early operational challenges were overcome through improved training, resulting in one of the lowest loss rates among Allied bombers. Now moving to the backbone of Allied air logistics, C-47 Skytrain. Designed for reliability and versatility, this transport aircraft became essential to Allied operations worldwide. It moved troops, supplies, and vehicles, and played a key role in airborne assaults by deploying paratroopers behind enemy lines. Now turning to Britain's frontline fighter aircraft, Supermarine Spitfire, designed for speed, agility, and high-altitude combat. This fighter became the backbone of Britain's air defence. Its aerodynamic design allowed tight turns and rapid climbs, making it highly effective against enemy interceptors. Hawker Hurricane. Built as a rugged and reliable interceptor, this aircraft carried the early burden of Britain's air battles. Easier to manufacture and repair, it proved highly effective against bombers. Its contribution during the early years of the war was decisive in maintaining air superiority. Hawker Typhoon. Originally intended as a high-altitude interceptor, this design found its true strength at low altitude. Heavily armed and fast, it became a powerful ground attack platform. Hawker Tempest. Developed as an advanced evolution of earlier designs, this fighter combined speed, firepower, and stability. It excelled at low and medium altitude combat and was highly effective against fast enemy aircraft. Up next, mass-produced bomber aircraft Avro Lancaster. Developed for night bombing operations, this heavy bomber became the backbone of Britain's strategic air campaign. Its large bomb bay allowed the use of heavy and specialized munitions against hardened targets. Handley Page Halifax. Designed alongside other heavy bombers, this aircraft served in a wide range of roles, including strategic bombing, maritime patrol, and transport. Continuous upgrades improved performance and survivability. Vickers Wellington. Built around a unique geodesic airframe, this bomber emphasized structural strength and damage tolerance. It played a major role in the early years of the bombing campaign before heavier types took over. Continuing with long-range maritime patrol aircraft, Short Sunderland, designed for long-endurance patrols over open oceans, this flying boat became a key weapon against enemy submarines. Its heavy defensive armament and long range allowed sustained operations far from land bases. Now shifting focus to Germany's frontline fighter aircraft, Messerschmitt Bf 109. Designed as a lightweight, high-performance interceptor, this fighter became the backbone of Germany's air force throughout the war. Its speed, climb rate, and adaptability allowed continuous upgrades as the conflict evolved. Focke-Wulf FW 190. Developed to complement existing fighters, this aircraft emphasized firepower, rugged construction, and pilot survivability. It performed exceptionally well at low and medium altitudes, excelling in interception and ground attack roles. After that, bomber and ground attack aircraft, Junkers Ju-88. Designed as one of the most versatile aircraft of the war, this platform performed level bombing, dive bombing, reconnaissance, and night fighting. Its adaptability allowed continuous modification for different roles and missions. Heinkel He 111. Built as a medium bomber, this aircraft played a major role in the early stages of the war. It focused on range and payload rather than heavy defensive armament. Although increasingly vulnerable later in the conflict, it remained in service throughout the war due to its reliability and production scale. Dornier Do 17. Recognized for its slim fuselage and speed, this bomber was initially designed to outrun enemy fighters. It served in strategic and tactical bombing roles during the early war years. Junkers Ju-87 Stuka. Purpose-built for precision attacks, this aircraft specialized in dive bombing against ground targets. Its accuracy made it highly effective during early campaigns, especially against armored columns and fortified positions. Now shifting to transport aircraft of World War II, Junkers Ju-52. Designed for reliability and rugged operation, this transport aircraft became essential for moving troops, supplies, and equipment across multiple fronts. Its ability to operate from short and unprepared airfields made it invaluable for airborne operations and logistics. Now shifting focus to the Soviet Union's frontline fighter aircraft, Yak-1. Developed at the beginning of the war, this fighter focused on simplicity, agility, and rapid production. It provided Soviet pilots with a modern aircraft capable of competing with early enemy fighters. Its balanced performance made it a reliable platform during the critical defensive stages of the conflict. Yak-3. Designed as a lightweight and highly maneuverable interceptor, this aircraft excelled at low and medium altitude combat. Exceptional handling and acceleration gave it a decisive advantage in dogfights. Yak-9. Built as a versatile evolution of earlier designs, this fighter served in multiple roles, including interception, escort, and ground attack. Numerous variants allowed adaptation to different missions and battlefield needs. La-5. Developed to counter improved enemy aircraft, this fighter emphasized speed, climb rate, and rugged construction. A powerful radial engine improved performance at low altitude, where much of the fighting occurred. Next, ground attack and bomber aircraft. Il-2 Sturmovik. Designed specifically for close air support, this aircraft focused on destroying enemy armor, vehicles, and infantry positions. Heavy armor protection allowed it to survive intense ground fire while attacking at low altitude. P-2. Built as a fast and versatile bomber, this aircraft emphasized speed and precision over heavy defensive armament. It performed dive bombing, reconnaissance, and tactical strike missions across the Eastern Front. Now moving to transport aircraft. Li-2. Developed as a military transport platform, this aircraft played a vital role in moving troops, supplies, and equipment across vast front lines. It also supported airborne operations and medical evacuation missions. Now shifting focus to Imperial Japan's frontline fighter aircraft, Mitsubishi A6M0. Designed for extreme range and maneuverability, this fighter dominated early Pacific air combat. Its lightweight construction allowed exceptional agility and climb performance. However, limited armor and self-sealing fuel tanks made it increasingly vulnerable as Allied tactics and aircraft improved. Nakajima Ki 43. Built with an emphasis on agility and pilot control, this fighter excelled in close-range dogfighting. It was widely used across multiple theaters and became one of the most common fighters in service. Nakajima Ki 84. Developed as a high-performance interceptor, this aircraft combined speed, climb rate, and heavy armament. When operating under ideal conditions, it was capable of challenging late-war Allied fighters. Now moving to bomber and carrier-based attack aircraft, Mitsubishi G4M. Designed for long-range operations, this bomber prioritized speed and distance over protection. Its exceptional range allowed deep strikes across the Pacific, making it a major early war threat. However, minimal armor and lack of self-sealing fuel tanks made it highly vulnerable once enemy defenses improved. Aichi D-3A. Built as a carrier-based dive bomber, this aircraft emphasized accuracy and reliability. It played a key role in early naval victories, delivering precise attacks against ships and ground targets. Nakajima B-5N. Designed for torpedo and level bombing missions, this aircraft formed the backbone of carrier strike forces. It was responsible for several decisive early attacks against enemy fleets. Now shifting focus to Italy's frontline fighter aircraft, Machi C-202. Designed to combine speed, agility, and modern aerodynamics, this fighter marked a major leap in Italian aircraft performance. Its streamlined airframe and powerful engine allowed competitive high-altitude combat. Machi C-205. Developed as an advanced evolution of earlier designs, this fighter emphasized increased firepower and improved performance. It retained excellent maneuverability while adding heavier armament to counter newer enemy aircraft. Now moving to Italy's primary medium bomber aircraft, Savoia Marchetti SM-79. Designed for speed and flexibility, this trimotor aircraft served as a bomber, torpedo bomber, and transport. Its performance made it highly effective in maritime strike missions, especially in the Mediterranean. Now shifting focus to France's early war frontline aircraft before 1940, Morane-Saulnier MS-406. Designed as a modern interceptor for its time, this fighter emphasized maneuverability and ease of production. It formed the backbone of French fighter forces during the opening phase of the war. Finally, we move to early war bomber aircraft, Amiot 143. Developed during the interwar period, this bomber prioritized range and payload over speed. By the time combat began, its outdated design made it vulnerable to modern fighters.